Hello, my friends and fellow leaders. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Hammond, and I'm glad to have you here with me this week. This is going to be a very special episode as I'm kicking off something really exciting for the podcast. Just a little history for you. A leader's journey started for me as an idea many, many years ago. It sat on my vision board for at least a decade, to be honest, probably longer. I was afraid of how I'd make it happen, afraid of what others might think, afraid that no one would listen, afraid that I might not have enough information to share with leaders. Then I got caught up in the how. How do you record a podcast? How do you edit it? How do you share it? What equipment would I need? How do you make the graphics that I see people have on their podcast? I let all of it hold me back. So it just sat there on my vision board, staring back at me. I never told anyone about it either. Even others who were talking about their own podcasts, how they got started, and how much fun they were having, and sharing some of the challenges that were coming up for them. I just sat there, silent, never sharing, never asking questions, nothing. It was so frustrating on the inside, yet I was the one that was letting fear, worry, and doubt get in my way. When I did finally launch a leader's journey in 2024, it was with the intention of supporting new and emerging leaders, to have real leadership conversations and to share the experiences that I've had over the past 20 years so others could learn from the things that I wish I had known when I took my first leadership role. I also wanted to share the message that not every leadership journey is the same. Not every leader is the same. To take what serves you from the information that I was sharing for your journey and leave the rest of it behind. And while I feel I hit the mark in what I wanted to do, and I've been having a great time in creating content for the podcast, connecting with leaders, and I can see the impact the podcast has had so far, there was still something missing for me. I felt I wasn't hitting the marks that I really wanted to. As I took time to really reflect and reconnect with what I really wanted, I had to get really honest with myself and decide that enough was enough. I had to stop playing small because I feared I would fail. I had to stop holding back my thoughts because I was worried what others would think. I had to stop filtering what I was saying to be polished and professional because I didn't want others to judge me or think less of me, especially as a leader. I had to stop lowering my level of performance and standards to meet others where they are in their journey. I realized that I compromised a little bit of who I am, which does not at all align with my values, my beliefs, my passion, and my purpose in this world. No more. That all ends today. So I want to welcome you to the new podcast, Leadership Unfiltered. This is more than just a new name for the podcast. It's going to be new content, real leaders, real talk, real growth, and 100% in alignment with who I am. Not only do I deserve it for myself, you deserve for me to live to my fullest potential and bring to you unfiltered leadership discussions. I'm going to be bringing on some incredible leaders who are going to share their leadership journeys with you. We are going to discuss relevant leadership topics and share with you our unfiltered perspectives. No holding back, no fluff, no filtering. Because leadership isn't polished. It isn't a highlight reel. It isn't the carefully filtered version that organizations share on LinkedIn. Leadership is messy. It's exhilarating. It can be lonely, and it's human. For too long, I've been filtering what I say, sharing the lessons, but I was softening the edges. I was speaking the truth, but I was wrapping it up in corporate safe language or making sure that it was really polished and would really meet the needs of everyone. That all ends now. Leadership Unfiltered is going to be where the real story of leadership gets told. Here, we are going to talk about the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly of leading people because all of those things exist. We're going to have the conversations that happen after the meetings, not the ones in it. And we're going to take the moments of doubt, fear, and failure that every leader faces, but few will admit, and we're going to talk about those. This is not going to be a space for sugarcoating, for fluff, or for jargon. It's going to be a space for real talk with real leaders. It's where we're going to say the things that are on our mind, but too often left unsaid. One of the things that I've learned about myself as I have studied deeply into my human design is I'm what they call a 3-5 profile, which is an innovative leader, and I'm a projector within human design. This means that for me, I am designed to experiment, to stumble, to make mistakes, and share with you what actually worked. My life's work is to really go deep and penetrate that confusion with clarity. My clients, they're emerging leaders, and you are too, that are in the thick of it. And they are not looking for another template for them to follow. They're looking for a mentor who has been there, done that, failed forward, and is going to tell them what they need to hear, not what's in the corporate memo. And that's the promise of Leadership Unfiltered. We're going to tell the truth about leadership. I'm going to give you practical tools that you can implement in your role immediately and use by Monday morning. And I'm going to remind you that you can build a leadership career that is worth having without losing who you are. This podcast is going to be for those leaders who feel like they are drinking from a fire hose, who are overwhelmed with everything that's coming at them and are starting to wonder if they are cut out for leadership. For the ones who want to lead differently and know that leading with authenticity is the only way forward. Leadership Unfiltered is not just a podcast, it's a declaration. You don't have to filter who you are to be an effective leader. And neither will I. I've been taking risks, yet I was playing small. And now I'm choosing to take a different set of risks and going for that quantum leap. Now, I want to read a passage to you from a book, U Squared, that really represents what this decision is. And this chapter is called Choose a Different Set of Risks. And it says, the risks hit you as rather apparent and maybe quite threatening, but you must stack them up against the hidden risks you accept when you decide to live with the status quo. Ask yourself what you're risking if you do not go for the quantum leap. The risk is that you won't get what you really want out of life. You've got to understand that you can never escape risk. It's not something you can decide to live with or without. Something is always at stake. You can only decide which risks to take. Whether you choose to go for the quantum leap or to follow your usual routines, you're putting something on the line. So choose carefully and don't kid yourself with the idea that playing it safe by living with the status quo gives you the best odds. That may be the surest way of losing. Quantum leaps do mean that to some degree you must move beyond the zone of familiarity, security, and comfort. But you can make the jump to U squared without being reckless or impulsive. Frankly, making a quantum leap is not mere gambling. It's not a crapshoot. You simply move on an opportunity you've been ignoring. You abandon excuses, you reframe the problem, you take a completely different chance. A quantum leap is risking in a way that unmasks the truth, revealing how the only thing of significance that has been standing in the way is you. Risk believing in yourself. Risk acting on the assumption that you can succeed in making a quantum leap. Otherwise, the risk is that you will settle for only a fraction of what life has to give you. This isn't a case of taking a big chance. It's a matter of giving yourself a big chance. The major obstacle to overcoming the odds is never challenging them. Until you test the limits regarding what you can achieve, you can't truly know what your chances really are. And the odds change in your favor when you begin to challenge them. But if you try to minimize your vulnerability by avoiding a new set of risks, you kill your chances for a quantum leap. Now, that's a very powerful chapter. And when I read that page in the book, it really hit me. And that was part of how I got to this particular decision with the podcast, and really recognizing, while I was proud of the work that I put out, there was still a part of me that felt it wasn't 100% who I am. And so I'm not going to be playing it safe anymore. And I'm not living with the status quo. I want to get what I deeply desire out of life and my leadership journey. And that requires taking risks and giving myself a big chance. So I'm believing in myself. I'm sharing my experiences, insights, and thought leadership. I'm believing in you, and that you can create the leadership journey that is designed for you, not the journey that somebody else told you you need to follow. I believe deep within my soul that the new year is going to be a great year. I believe that great growth is going to happen. And I hope that you will be there right alongside me and tuning in each week. I hope that you are just as excited about this new evolution of the podcast as I am. This has been sitting in my heart for several weeks, and I know that this is the right move forward for me and for you, and for me to best support you in your leadership journey. I want to hear from you. So how do you feel about these upcoming changes? What topics would you like me to cover? Do you maybe want to share your leadership journey on the podcast with others and help inspire them? Or maybe you know a leader that I need to be talking with. So connect with me and share your thoughts. You can leave a comment down below this video if you're watching on YouTube, or connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a direct message. I do want to hear from you. It's important to me that the content that I share is relevant for what leaders are truly going through and actually thinking, especially the things that they're thinking yet are afraid to say. And I want to make sure that the information that I bring to you is actionable. It's something that you can implement in your leadership journey and have a direct impact on it. So connect with me and share with me what your thoughts are. Until next time, my fellow leaders, and I do have a really exciting episode that is coming up next week. So make sure that you're subscribed and you do not miss that one. And so until that time, lead with confidence. Show up every day as the leader that you are striving to be, and continue to invest in your growth and development as a leader.